Hi everyone, so today we are going to learn about the female reproductive system, the anatomy, gross anatomy of the female reproductive system. So the female reproductive system, we have to study about external sex organs and internal sex organs. External sex organs are also known as vulva. In this, the first one is clitoris. Clitoris is a highly sensitive organ which is homologous to the glans penis, which is present in male reproductive system. And then this is a mons pubis. This mons pubis is a softy fatty tissue which is present. And then the next one is the labia majora. This labia majora, it protects the external sex organs. And the next one is labia minora, which is present in labia majora. It surrounds the vaginal and urethral opening of female reproductive system. And then the next one and the last one is vulval vestibule. It is present in the center, and this is useful in the vaginal and urethral opening. One is internal sex organs. In the internal sex organs, in the center it contains uterus, you can see, and then it contains two fallopian tubes, and then in the middle it contains cervix, and then vagina, and then there are two ovaries. Now we will see one by one. First part is vagina. Vagina is a fibromuscular canal which is 10 cm long, and it is lined by non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. The functions of the vagina are: it is a path for menstrual blood, and it allows the fetus to leave the body. And the vaginal mucus glands which are present in vagina, it will provide lubrication, and it receives the male sex organs and sperms during the coagulation process. Next part is cervix. Cervix is a lower cylindrical part of the uterus, and it contains columnar mucus cells and mucus glands which are used for lubrication purpose. And the main functions of the cervix are: it prepares sperms for the fertilization process, and it dilates several folds during the childbirth. What is fallopian tubes? You know, the two fallopian tubes are present which are 10 cm long. The first one, infundibulum, is the part which is present in the fallopian tube. It is present at the lateral end of the fallopian tube, and it contains fimbriae. The fimbriae is also known as finger-like projections which are used for receiving the oocyte. And then the next one is ampulla. This ampulla is used for dilating the fertilization site. And then the next one, the middle part, is known as isthmus. So this isthmus is used for joining the uterus. It is a tube which joins with the uterus. Next important part is uterus. Uterus is used for bearing the child. That's why it is known as a child-bearing organ. Here the egg implants in the uterus, and it goes through a series of stages. And it is 7.5 cm long, 5 cm broad, and 2.5 cm thick. It contains several parts. The uterus contains, the first one, fundus, and the next one is body, and it contains a cavity with mucous membrane, and this is the cornea which contains the fallopian tubes, which is attached with the fallopian tubes. Second thing is the walls of the uterus. The walls of the uterus, you can see there are three layers of the walls of the uterus, that is perimetrium, myometrium, and endometrium. The perimetrium is a thin layer which is made up of the epithelial cells, and it covers the uterus, and it is also known as visceral peritoneum. And then the next one, middle layer, that is a myometrium. Myometrium is the thickest layer, and then it is very important. It plays a very important role in childbirth. And the fibroids and adenomyosis, such like things will occur in this myometrium. And then the endometrium. Endometrium is the innermost active layer which undergoes series of changes due to hormonal changes like estrogen and progesterone in a month in female. It is a site for the development of endometrial hyperplasia and cancer. So the next important part is ovary. Ovary dimensions are 4 into 3 into 2 centimeters, and the ovaries is having mainly two functions: that it produces female eggs, that is also known as oocytes, and it also produces female reproductive hormones like estrogen and progesterone. The TS of the uterus, the center middle portion is known as a medulla. Medulla is a dense connective tissue in which the blood vessels and nerves are present, and then the outer portion is known as the cortex. The outer portion is known as cortex, and which contains ovarian follicles in various stages of development. These are the ovarian follicles. These ovarian follicles will release estrogens. These estrogens, when they mature, they will release the egg from this ovarian follicle. When the egg is released from the ovarian follicle, then that matured ovarian follicle is known as corpus luteum, and then it releases a hormone that is known as progesterone.